Perp DEX airdrops absolutely exploding. Meteora TGE in October, alongside other Solana news and updates, stablecoins as well taking the spotlight. Let's jump straight in. So let's start with following up on hyperliquid stablecoin issuance. The native markets team won the bid to be the sole issuer of stablecoin USDH native to Hyper EVM. And essentially, after winning the bet, they've decided there's going to be a lot of hype buybacks and efforts to grow the USDH distribution and ensure stability and peg. As for USDH itself, it is going to be fully backed by cash and US Treasury equivalents, with off-chain reserves initially managed by BlackRock and on-chain reserves by Superstate through Stripe-owned Bridge. And if you're wondering who exactly Native Markets team is, it is comprised of industry veterans such as Max Feach, an early hyperliquid ecosystem investor and advisor, Anish Agnihotri, experienced blockchain research, and most importantly, former president and CEO of Uniswap Labs, MC Ladder. As for the token itself, it has rallied to all-time highs just a couple days ago on the case of all these bullish news and expectedly saw taking a bit of a breather. However, if you're looking to add to your positions, maybe a financial advice in the low 50s could be where you start your bids for spot. Now, Meteora TGE is just around the corner, and let's take a look at how the next couple of weeks are going to shape up. First of all, they're putting so many new developments on the platform itself over the last couple of months and in the next couple of weeks, with lately points being recalibrated, appeals being addressed, and that was actually perfectly executed since everyone who appealed and had a reasonable claim to their points have actually been listened to and recalibrated. Other than obvious Sybil farms and wallets that were just industry airdrop farming, those were obviously excluded. So the phase we are at now is called TG readiness mode. This is going to last for a couple of weeks, and they're going to upgrade everything on Meteora's front end and back end to make sure that everything is ready for the MET TGE, which is probably going to incur a lot of hype, and there's going to be a lot of fees to be generated with MET and SOL pairs. So make sure to mark your calendars and be ready for TG day. And finally, another feature they're adding is the airdrop claim page directly on the website. And this is not going to be just for Meteora airdrop, but also for all LP tokens that are currently listed on Meteora platform itself. There's going to be another way to check for your airdrops and claim seamlessly. So this is going to last for a couple of weeks, and they are expecting and planning for the airdrop to happen in October. So make sure to be up to date with their socials and get ready for one of the bigger airdrops of this year, hopefully. All right, time to talk about Avantis. What in God's name is this? It did 6x from launch day. I remember watching this at 50 million, thinking to myself, no, this is the best perpetual DEX on base. This is backed by Coinbase, constantly reposted by Brian Armstrong. Like, there is no way this is going to be worth 50 million. And yeah, 300 million in market cap in a matter of days is expected. The latest pump came from the simultaneous listing on both Binance, Upbit, and many other top tier exchanges. So if you're still holding some of this, unlike me who sold most at 0.5, if you're still holding some of this, congratulations, and make sure to take some off the table because these exchange listings are usually local top. And another reason why we've been so bullish about Avantis in the past is because their user interface and experience is actually pretty amazing. The zero fee perpetuals feature, for example, allows you to trade some of the crypto pairs such as ETH, BTC, SOL up to 500x leverage, and you only pay fees as long as you win on a trade. If you lose on a trade, you don't pay the fees. They also allow you to trade crypto, forex, commodities all in one alongside indices and equities. So even if you're a TradFi investor, you could find some interesting pairs over here. And on top of it all, this is the last couple of days you can participate in their Predators Arena, a competition for traders where everybody shares 60,000 OP tokens alongside Season 2 points, of course, for future airdrop incentives. It is no surprise that they're smashing the fees on base, getting to number 5 last couple of days. Moments such as this one is a good reminder that airdrops are still possible to make money with as long as you're focused on the right things. My 2025 thesis has not been invalidated so far. You park your liquidity in quality projects such as Meteora and Athena, where you simply do perpetual DEX airdrops for your button mashing airdrops. Of course, trading is very difficult and not easy, which is why most of the time people lose money. However, if you do some strategies like delta neutral, opening longs and shorts at the same time, you can build up a lot of volume and possibly get a really sizable airdrop. On this note, if you missed Avantis, there is another one that is going to be super, super important to participate, and that is Ethereal. Mainnet Alpha is coming very soon, and you have waitlist that is now live. If you have not participated in Athena airdrops in the past, you should consider participating in this one because it was one of the better airdrops of 2024 and 2025. And to make sure you have the most out of your airdrop and DeFi journey, there are private communities that you have to be a part of if you want to maximize this bull market. Staying on top of all the information and being able to network with some quality, serious, and experienced DeFi veterans is going to give you an edge that you cannot get anywhere else. Of course, information such as this comes mostly from our community because they give us information from many different ecosystems, Hype and Monad in particular. This one, we have a very, very small chance to get a very valuable NFT. For example, Kintsu Battle Pass. If you hope to get a nice allocation of Monad in the future, this could be one of the tickets to get there. If you're interested in joining a community of experts and airdrop hunters, you can do so on our official page, which is going to be on the official links of every video. First link in the description. Choose monthly, yearly plans, airdrop tracking application to keep you organized, and see you there. Also, we have huge news for the NFT collection, and this is coming in this week, ideally. It has been quite a long migration, but we just want to make sure everything is right and proper for our people who have given us trust with their capital. This is going to be 10% a month backed by stablecoins. Now, for everyone still bullish on Invariant in Eclipse and Solana ecosystems, they're introducing staking and it's going to work in round systems, meaning that you'll be able to lock your Invariant tokens for XINVT, and after a 3-month period, you'll be able to generate between 50 to 100% APR, of course divided by 4 because it's a 3-month period, and you will also be able to vote for how the future rounds should look like, because that is their way to battle the boredom in a way that comes with staking and just people losing interest. And another ecosystem you might want to be a part of is LINEA. Joseph Lubin, co-founder of Ethereum and chairman of Consensus, has recently come out with saying that just by holding LINEA tokens for a certain amount of time and a certain amount, you will probably receive a certain amount of airdrops in your wallet directly. Now, let's take a look at one of the dinosaurs from Solana, and that is Marginfi. We've been waiting for their airdrop for what feels like 2 eternities, and now they're rebranding into Project Zero. It is going to be a automatic transition that is going to have all your positions directly on Project Zero, no need to redeposit, and all points earned on Marginfi will be transitioned 1-to-1 ratio. However, if you deposit before October 8th, you're going to be receiving a multiplier before their first integration with Camino. So what exactly is Project Zero? It is going to be basically a unified portfolio manager that is going to allow you to borrow against your entire portfolio, and doesn't matter if you have assets on Solana dApps, other Solana dApps like Camino, Drift, Jupiter, or others, you'll be able to borrow against your entire portfolio in a unified manner. Honestly, I'm super surprised that nobody came up with this before, because it seems like a very useful feature to have if you're managing multiple wallets and multiple different airdrops, but we will see exactly how this unfolds in October. Solana has been performing somewhat shakily over the last couple of hours and days. So after reaching $250, which was expected local top, it has since retraced in the low 230s range. Finally, for Solana, there's 2 very interesting strategies we can jump into in some of the future videos. If you're planning to qualify for Jupiter's Jupiter airdrop this January, you might want to participate in this one. It includes Jupiter Land, On-Ramp Finance, and Loopscale Labs. And the other one has to do with RateX DEX and Hilo. You can earn exposure to leveraged SOL positions without liquidation or funding rate costs. Finally, there is a super under the radar opportunity on Borean Finance. This is an abstract DEX, which is trying to be the airdrome of abstract. It is super degen and super early, as you can see, just over 1,000 followers. But if this kicks off, maybe it is going to be very good to be early. And that is a wrap for all the updates for today. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe, bell notifications on. Any questions, comments, I'm waiting for you in the comment section below and in our Discord. Thanks for watching. Till next time, have an amazing day.